12 Days of Terror, which took place in the state of New Jersey in 1916. The 12 Days of Terror took place on July 1st in Beach Haven when a lifeguard named Charles Van Sant was first attacked by a shark and killed. And then later on, in July 6th, in Spring Lake, New Jersey, Charles Butters was attacked. He was the second victim, a 30-mile difference. And then on July 12th, in a very odd event, which took place in Matawan, New Jersey, 2 miles from the beach, a shark swam up the creek and terrorized the small town. All right. I found it officially. It took a little bit of digging here, but let's go take a look. I'll give us all a walkthrough. Hello. So if you are trying to get to Matawan Shark, where the shark attack happened, particularly if you're looking through this over here, you want to see the tunnels with the, I guess you could say now, infamous shark. You have to go to Main Street, and you need to walk straight back through the railroad tracks. This is how you get there. This is about the only way I know how to get here, but you could totally check this out. And obviously, if you go through, so you know other people do, if you go through those tunnels on the other side, it's also where the events also took place. I would tell everyone this is your marker here. Across the street, there is a free parking lot. It says up to 30 minutes, but so watch your timing. I don't know how much they actually enforce that. This is the corner. Take a go look, because our adventure is this way. You have to take the railroad tracks to get to the location, which is about 3 minutes down the road here. Or up the tracks, I'm sorry. So as we could see here, the Wyckoff docks are no longer there. What I'm showing you is where the actual site happened, where all 3 deaths took place. Now, if you zoom up here a little bit and pay attention, you can see the building to this far right. If you go to 5 Dock Street, there's a public works building. You could actually ride the left side of the building. This is very rough. It's very dense to get down there, but you could get down to the creek and see where young Lester was actually attacked. Where Joseph Dunn was attacked, that is on private property. I advise you not to do that. That is actually someone's residence. But I'm just going to show some shots from above here so you could all absorb this in. The 3rd victim was Lester Stillwell. When the attacks happened, his friends ran into town to get help. When help arrived, Stanley Fisher, who was only 24 years old, jumped in the water, started swimming around looking for young Lester, and was also attacked by the shark. He was pulled out, the wounds were too bad, and he bled to death on the shore. The 5th attack took place off the Wyckoff docks as well. Young Joseph Dunn and his friends were swimming. He was 14 years old when the shark suddenly attacked him. Luckily enough, his brother and his friends actually did a tug of war with the shark to save Joseph by kicking, punching, and hitting it with anything they possibly could until the shark let go. Young Joseph was pulled to shore and amazingly survived. Also, if you go up maybe about, it's right on Main Street. If you go put in your GPS, 5 Dock Street, that takes you to another spot where they have a plaque for the fallen. And something everyone should check out. Say a prayer and remember, and obviously it's a must for us horror movie fans. So the town went on a large shark hunt, killing shark after shark. There was one shark that was caught and ripped open, and they found 15 pounds of undigested human remains in it. After that, the killing stopped. There was also a warm tide that came in, which they believe maybe is the reason the sharks came so close to the shore, because up until then, there really wasn't shark attacks on man, weren't really known. Anyone who wants to hear a better detail and a longer depth of this story, check out Mobile Instinct. That guy did a really good job covering this story. All right, so let's sum this up. So I just got back, and I have to say this trip was it was well worth it.
I don't expect when you get to the town that it's like all touristy about something like this. I could tell some of the locals didn't care, or they're sick of hearing it. So some people didn't even know. So there's no like merch and stuff. I just think the only thing I'm noticing around here is everything's called like the Shark Bar or the Shark Restaurant. Like there's shark everything. It's kind of insulting since people died. So, but it's worth checking out. Like I said, I dropped a few addresses there. Check out 5 Dock Street, and definitely use the railroad tracks here. I hope the parking lot was helpful, but in the restaurant for the marker. But folks, the earth changes. I don't even think a shark could fit into that at this particular moment. Maybe if there's some rain, it really fills up. But I could basically say I'm glad I came, but I could also I could see why people would be disappointed by just showing up to this. But I'm glad I did. So I hope this video was useful. Enjoy your life. Get off the internet.